I'm sharing some of the challenges that I had caregiving for my mom, who at the time had advanced Alzheimer's, and a lot of the things that I've learned in my 7+ years as a podcaster for people like us. And today I'm talking about how I engaged with my mom in ways other than sitting around trying to have a conversation with her, which is what she would have liked. I always tried to get her out of the community she lived in. She lived in a memory care residence, and there were just times when it's like, I don't want to deal with these other people. Dealing with my mom's enough. Other times I did actually take another resident with me. It got to the point where the staff was so comfortable with the fact that I did that sometimes they almost, emphasis on almost, forgot to make sure the family was okay with that. Eventually they just knew who was okay with it, and that's what we did. Anyway, I would take my mom places where she could go watch kids, and it was kind of a joke. People would say, oh, what are you going to do with your mom today? And I'd be like, we're going to go watch children at the pool. And they'd be like, yikes, do I need to call the police? Like, oh yeah, right. I always love to just like rattle people's chains a little bit. That's kind of how I'm at. Anyway, we would go to the pool. In the earlier days of caring for her, I would get her into a swimsuit, not an easy feat, and we would sit on the edge of the pool or wade around in the shallow end and watch the kids kick and splash and scream and do all the things kids do. Eventually, we just had to sit on the grass and enjoy the beautiful warm weather. My mom loved it hot. The other things we would do is go walking in the park, or sometimes in the early days, we'd go to a regional park and have a picnic. All of these things were fairly close to the community that she lived in, so I didn't have to listen to, are we almost there yet? Because good Lord, that's annoying after 2 seconds. And it wasn't unusual if one of her friends, Diane 1 or Diane 2, or Diane 2 and Diane 3, my mom being Diane 1, sometimes they'd be like, can I come too? Just like a kid or a teenager. And you know, they give you that guilty expression that just makes you feel like, oh Lord, if I say no, I'm going to be the worst person on the planet. So that's how I ended up taking them places together, and they would entertain each other, and it actually took a lot of the burden off of me. All I had to do is make sure that they were safe and occupied, and I could actually get a little bit of respite and kind of watch their interaction, which sometimes was kind of humorous. So take these tips into consideration. You never know what might work with your loved one.